Do you know which of the commandment is the greatest commandment? Actually, somebody once asked Jesus Christ this particular question in the book of Matthew chapter 22 verse 34 to 40. And the person was asking the question because he wanted to trap Jesus. So it was a trick question. And he asked him, what is the greatest commandment of all the commandments? And what did the Lord Jesus Christ say? He said, the greatest commandment of all the commandments is this: thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy soul, with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with everything that you have. And he said there is a second one like it. See, he said, thou shalt love your neighbor as thyself. Now, if you pay attention very well, one of the things you are going to notice is that Jesus Christ did not say, thou shalt love the Lord thy God and your neighbor as yourself. He didn't love them together. He actually separated them. Now, the question is, why did he separate them? I will tell you. You see, because to love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with everything that you have, is a different kind of love. And to love your neighbor as yourself is another different kind of love. How did you ask? Let me explain. You see, the modus operandi of loving God is just simple. Like he has made us to understand that his own love language is for you to do what he asks you to do. Jesus Christ said it in the book of John chapter 14 verse 15, which says, if you love me, keep my commandments. You have other ones like John chapter 15 verse 10. He said, if you keep my commandment, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandment and abide in his love. Another one is found in the book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. He says, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandment, and his commandments are not burdensome. So you can see now that to love God is to obey his commandment. But you see, like when it comes to loving others as yourself, you see, it's actually a different ball of wax altogether. It means that you are committed. To love your neighbor is to be committed to the person's welfare, to the person's growth, and to the person's development. Love is not just a feeling thing. Most times we restrict our understanding and every other thing of love to what? To just feelings. It's not just feelings. It's not feelings alone. You cannot tell somebody that you love the person and then you are not committed to the person's growth. You are not committed to the person's welfare and the person's development. You see? And that is why love always must have a direction. You cannot love somebody like what they say unconditionally. To love somebody unconditionally may mean that you love the person the way the person is, even if the person does not change. That one is not love. That one is not love. To love somebody is that you are committed to the person's growth, to the person's development, and to the person's welfare. So you see, this is the reason why the Lord did not lump them together as a single law. He just said, this is the major commandment, and this one like that is like it. So the love of God, the love we have for God is vertical. It's not about emotion. God is not moved by our emotion. Some people just think it's when you cry before God and you are having feeling towards him that makes you to begin to think that you love him. That is not what he sees as love. God's love language is for you to do what he wants you to do, to obey his commandment, to live to please him. When you are living your life to please him, consciously, intentionally, you want to please God. You want to bring glory to his name. God sees that as love. It's not what you say. It's not how much you call his name. Some people think that when you sing praises to God, that means you love God. You are just deceiving yourself. To love God is deeper than that. To love God to him, for him to see that it is love. There's nothing you are going to sing that angels are not singing better. So to really love God means that you obey his commandment, to live your life to please him, to live your life to bring glory to his name. That is his own love language. Then to love your fellow human being is to be committed to their work, to their development, to their growth, and to their welfare. If you are telling somebody you love the person and you are not committed to the growth and development of the person, you are just wasting your time. And one other thing that actually merges the two love together is sacrifice. A love without sacrifice is not love. Sacrifice is something that you do that is not convenient for you, but you just have to do it because you are committed to the person's welfare, to the person's development, and the person's growth. Sometimes it may not be a pleasant thing. You understand? So basically, this is what we mean when we're talking about love. Do you love your neighbor? Do you love God? One of the persons that always inspire me as far as loving God is concerned is David. When you look at David, you wonder, David did not live a perfect life, but he loved the Lord his God so much that he doesn't joke with God. It was from the love that David had for God, the great love that he had for God, that he declared, I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the house of the Lord. There are a lot of us that our attitude to going to worship God, anytime opportunity arises for us to worship God, is a very, very big problem. You don't love God. You see, the thing is, if you truly love God, to be in his presence, to worship him, you understand, will be something you desire. Now, another thing about David is that he was the same one that also declared in the field of Araunah, and where he said that he will not offer unto God a sacrifice that cost him nothing. Look at that mentality. This was the same person that also, when God told him that because your hand is full of blood, you cannot be able to build a house for him. Do you know what he did? He went and got most of the things that the son will use to build the house of God and kept them. This is the same David we are talking about, the same David that refused to harm Saul because he is the anointed of the Lord. You now understand why God came out and said that he's a man after his own heart. You see, David obeyed that first law that the Lord Jesus Christ was saying. He loved the Lord with all his heart, with all his soul, with everything that he had. It was only in the second one that he did not do very well. But God overlooked that and God declared him righteous. You see, so basically the love for God is very, very paramount. It is a vertical law that is only demonstrated by obeying the commandment of God, by living to please God, by living to bring glory to his name. Then the second one is when you are actually very helpful. You are touching the life of people around you. That is love. And all these particular things are the things that makes life meaningful. They give you a sense of fulfillment because it is growing your soul. It's making your soul to be fat. It's making your soul ready. It's ripening your soul for eternity. Do you love God? Do you love your fellow men? One of the major problems that I have seen is this problem of people talking about love yourself, love yourself. I don't have an idea of what they really mean. But there's no place in the Bible where the Bible says you should love yourself. Because by default, we are born to love ourselves. So that's why every one of us, we are to a large extent, we are actually selfish. It's because of the love we have for ourselves that makes us to be very selfish. So what God expects us to do is to love our neighbor as we have already loved ourselves. Do you love your neighbor as you love yourself? Do you love God with all your soul, with all your heart, with all your mind? It's not shedding tears before Him that actually show Him you love Him. It's not the emotion you are full of when you are singing or when you are praying, you are crying or thinking, and it makes you to think that that's how you love God. To love God is to obey His commandment, is to do what He asks you to do, to live a life that pleases Him, a life that gives glory to Him. Do you love God? Do you love your fellow man? If you have done that, you have obeyed all the commandments. God bless you.